Street cred sports. Street cred sports. I'm crossing over. I'm Euro stepping.
Hello, it's Keenan in Street Cred Sports Training, and welcome to another episode of Time to Ball. It's episode 122. We're not running a 1-2-2 zone or press. It's episode 122. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Glad to be back. Shoot, a lot going on.
Yeah,
a whole lot going on, man. And so
I was worried we
on
was
and
gonna be
off
able
the
to,
court, man.
I was worried we was gonna be able to do tonight.
Yeah, all right, man. I'm gonna make it happen best I can. You know, I hitchhike on over here. So.
Yeah, you would be careful about hitchhiking. I see too many sci-fi movies, man. The hitchhiking don't be going good for some people, especially for black folk in the movies, man.
First to go. Huh?
First to go. Hey, you know, did you see Jurassic Park?
I did.
At the beginning of the movie, when the raptor ate that black guy, I was like, oh man, it's gonna be good. They're killing the brothers before the title show.
Right. The first Jurassic.
the very first one. Oh my God. Yeah, it's a running joke. People are like, what y'all talking about? It's just a running joke that, you know.
It's not even a joke. It's reality.
that black people that we don't make it.
Laugh.
We don't laugh. Like Deep Blue Sea, did you see that with LL?
I did.
I kept saying, man, LL.
He ain't gonna make it.
After the way they did Samuel Jackson, I was like, oh Lord.
They did Samuel bad. And I'm saying, okay, the cook made it.
Yeah, the cook's not gonna make it. He is not gonna make it.
Come on.
He is not gonna make it. And he made it. I kept. It was like, well, let's go. And so I was like, no.
You know, LL probably told me that.
I was like, no, I'm waiting. I want to see all of the credits and stuff, because some kind of way LL is just gonna be sitting on there, and then they're gonna go into like what they call a post-credit scene. He gonna be laying down, and another shark gonna come and grab him. He ain't gonna make it. He made it,
man.
I was like, man, come on now. We made it through a horror movie.
He made it, man. He made it.
Oh, so everything all right?
Yeah, man. Just, you know, hey, just trying to make sure the parents is cool and everybody's good, man. And AAU's coming. We got our first practice this weekend. It's, you know, we got kids. I feel like I'm in the portal.
Yeah.
Decommitting, committing, and you know, no call, no shows, and all that, man. So it's part of the game, I guess.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Have you gotten used to it, or do you take it like to heart when somebody leaves and goes somewhere else?
The thing for me is, we've had people leave and go somewhere else.
Right.
It's always how you do it.
Right.
You know, so my mindset is, if you leave late, you're trying to put a hole in the organization, set the organization back, or destroy the organization. Because typically someone who's gonna leave, they usually try and take someone in the organization with them to solidify their decision. That's what I hate the most. If you're gonna leave, go. Right. You know, but communicate it. You know, don't have me texting you saying, hey, you know, this school's interested. Hey, they want some film of our kids. Right. You send me the film, and you know, 2 days later, we understand that you're leaving by word of somebody else. Which, you know, it's cool. Just come. I had a kid tell me today. She said, hey, Coach, I'm not gonna be able to play for you, and so here's why. And I said, absolutely. Right. You know, do you know of any things I should do? I said, absolutely. Let's get together. We'll talk. She's like, Coach, really? I was like, absolutely, yeah. So people gonna come and go. It's just and we love on our kids. Like, there's not anything that we wouldn't do for our kids. Nobody that's been in our organization, they can say that, you know, we're doing them wrong or whatever, what have you. Like, super supportive. But like, man, people are always trying to look for the next best thing, and sometimes it's just not there. Yeah. Sometimes you're not there. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't really take it personal.
You don't.
But I do take it personal on how it's handled.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and I guess that's different because you know, there's some people who like they look at it and they, you know, I don't have the same things. Like I've seen, you know, players that we train go somewhere else, you know, and I used to have a problem with it when I first started. Like, man, you getting all of this and you trying to go somewhere. But
Same.
what I started to understand was, yeah, but it's better for them to go.
Absolutely.
So now they see what they're missing out on,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And I've had, you know, players that go they go to other places, and you know, you find out that, you know, those places recruiting them, trying to get them to come and train or play on their team and stuff. Yeah. The only thing that's gotten to where it irks me is when people are taking credit for stuff that they didn't do.
Oh, big fact.
That's the one. And
sure.
Now, as I'm like where I'm at now, I'm more likely to say something about it or speak on it. Not in a, you know, aggressive, you know, you ain't this, that, but just kind of say, look, you know, look through the archives, find a player that we were just like, oh yeah, we did all this. No, because that's not how we operate, right? But to take a player that we showed them all the fundamentals, and if they want to say they added on to it, you know, whatever, that's fine. But give us our due. Like, yo, man, hey, these guys did an exceptional job with this and that. We happen to add on it. If I get a player from someplace else, and this is gonna sound bad, but when I get players from other organizations, the fundamental work, the bad habits and stuff, so I gotta clean all that up.
Yeah.
But let's say I got somebody from someplace and they did an exceptional job. No, I take that back. There was a player that we got. It was some years ago, and they had a better understanding. They still had a few, you know, mishaps, but they had a better understanding. And then it was just adding on to that. So I was like, you know, they did a good job with this and that. Now, I'll never discredit an organization if they're doing things right. Right.
Yeah, you know, for me, as far as the organizational side of it, the problem I have is when they gaslight these kids.
Yeah.
Tell them how great they are. And that's what they like hearing. So that's sometimes why they go. You know, I've had players try out for 3 or 4 teams every year and think I don't know about it.
Yeah.
I just don't say anything.
Right.
Like, I know about it. I know what's going on. You know, parents, don't think your AAU coach, the basketball world is very small.
It is.
It's very small.
It is.
Please, especially if you are under Team Fusion, Lee Williams, 8 out of 10 times knows what's going on. But I don't waste my time speaking on it.
The funniest thing is, to add to what you say, is everybody who knows what I do knows that I don't get out much because I'm here 7 days a week, right? And I hear everything. I find out everything. Yeah. And people be saying, I'll be like, yeah, oh yeah, this isn't it. Well, how did you know? Like, look, man, y'all gotta understand, we know I know what's going on. We know what's going on. So,
we know too many people.
Yeah. And you would think that organizations would come, like because some people actually, you know, will come to me, hey, can you help me out with this? What do you think about that? Mm-hmm. And I'm an open book. Right. I don't mind, you know, but then there are those that think they know what's going on and they're doing a disservice to the kids and parents.
No doubt.
You know, and I feel bad about it. But
last thing. Non-athletic parents, stop trying to train your kid. Stop.
No, not just.
Stop it.
Not just non-athletic.
So and then semi-athletic parents, stop trying to train your kid.
Yeah,
stop it.
Hey, those videos I see on a daily basis.
They're incredibly disgusting. They're disgusting. I'm telling you right now.
What do you mean disgusting?
Man, they're disgusting. Because you seen your baby make her first shot or his first shot. And so any more shots they make you think is amazing. It's too slow. Stop putting things out there that are significantly slower than they should be. You don't have all the answers. You have You have collegiate coaches. You have professional coaches in the NBA letting someone else coach their kid. So just understand.
Yeah.
For example, you make things look easy.
Yeah.
So if somebody watches on a daily basis,
Yeah.
and that's why we have so many trainers. Who started training here first?
I did.
Okay. So he made, and I'm not gaslighting, but you made it look so easy, they think it can do it.
You know, L used to say that. It's like we make all of this look so easy, so everybody starts. And then I commend people for wanting to jump in, and try to do it. The problem I have is when I'm watching videos, and this is local as well as state, nationwide, international, the videos I see and I'm like, first of all, I crack up because everything that everybody's saying now, it sounds so good. And it's like, yeah, I've been doing and talking about that. See chapter 28 from like 12 years ago.
Facts.
I was handling what they're talking about now.
Right.
But then you see stuff and it's like, there's no correction. There's no correction.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a video where they was doing some like post work and they were hopping and jumping and turning and dribbling with the wrong hand. And it looked, and like they were trying to make it good. And then you'll see people comment like, oh, let me get my person. And I'm thinking to myself like, I feel bad because it's like they don't know any better because they don't know, right? But at some point, you get what you get, man. But let's move on.
Well, last thing, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. God forgive me. Your parents shooting shots with your kids or passing them the ball or training them, and this has been like 5 or 6 people I've had to talk to in the last 6 months.
Mm.
Make sure it's at full speed.
Yeah.
Make sure your kid can make shots at full speed. Like, what are we doing? It should be game speed.
Yeah.
So parents, a tidbit, if you're gonna go out there and work with your kid and so-called train, just make sure everything's full speed. And I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean that is important because if it's not, like, what I tell kids, okay, yeah, it is useless. What I tell parents and kids are, we'll start you out at a slower pace so you can understand the footwork, technique, and all of that.
Absolutely.
I said, but within this drill, once you get that down, now we have to go game speed because if you're going the regular speed, slow speed in the game, you never get that shot off.
Ever.
You never get that shot off, and you wonder what's happening. Or when you get it off, you're rushing it because the defender's flying out at you. You just throw it up, and it looks like you punting the ball.
And then your confidence goes kaput.
Right.
It's game over.
Right.
It's game over.
Right.
And now you're frustrated. Now we're looking to absolve what's going wrong here. Or the coach, man, it's because coach he ain't. No.
Yeah.
Stop training your kid.
You know what? I came up with another term. I was talking to a parent who came by who was, they did the evaluation. They would love it. I have a process. Like, no matter what they say, I never let anybody sign up right afterwards. I always message them the next day because I want them to take time to talk to their child and everything. And they were pointing out like how I was hitting all of these points and how I was helping the confidence and stuff. And I said, really, we get a lot of kids in what we get a lot of crisis kids. And what I mean, I don't mean like they're being abused or anything. I'm saying we get kids that have, percentage-wise, 70 to 80% of our kids are kids who have low confidence. They're in crisis because they don't know how to do this and that. They're a freshman in high school and they don't know this. Or they're on a team that's young, but they're on a team like a 5th or 6th grade team, and that team's competitive and they're developmental. So they're in crisis because they don't know what to do. Right. And then wherever they were playing or working at before wasn't giving them those things. So we have to come in and really try to lay the foundation and catch them up and stuff. And I was like, I kind of like that term to say, we get a lot of kids in crisis, because unfortunately there are people who are training and there are people who are coaching. I'm just going to say from little league up to high school. By high school, they should, even if you have bad coaching, you should be where you need to be. You have people that shouldn't be training and they shouldn't be coaching because they're not developing and they don't understand how to develop. And I used to say it's not their fault, but now if you've had a team more than 6 months to a year and you're still not correcting those things, yeah, you gotta get somebody help, because if not, these parents and these kids move on, and then they're really bad, and they're like, they don't understand why they're bad. They could be the best kid on that team, but they're good because the other kids were really bad, and then you put them on a team with other players that can play, thinking, well, he's gonna have a good time, and then now this player goes from being the best player, now this player he or she's a weak link because they don't understand basketball. They don't know how to correct certain things. So I hate to be that person that's saying it, but I'm saying it because I'm living it. Yeah. I'm living it, and I see it on a daily basis. It's bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We have a crisis hotline. The first ever crisis basketball hotline.
I like that.
If you're in trouble, right? You can't dribble.
I like that.
Tired of your parents coaching. I feel like Suge Knight. I feel like Suge Knight. Tired of your parents coaching and really want to level up. Crisis hotline. Call Kenny Cage of Street Cred Sports.
I think I'm gonna make an ad and I'm gonna have you say that.
This is the infomercial right here.
Look, let's move on to what we need to move on.
Real talk though. You ever heard of a basketball crisis center? First of its kind, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're gonna start off like 400 hours into it. We finally gonna get into what we're talking about. We're gonna get into our basketball ideology. So first thing I want to ask you about is, how are you enjoying March Madness so far?
Man, listen, I'm loving March Madness. It's the best time of the year. It really is, because March Madness allows you to see the different styles.
Right.
And you're starting to understand that these coaches at these P2s and P1s, they can coach.
Yeah,
they can coach. And if you get the right mix of kids that buy in, you're gonna be successful.
Yeah.
All these Power 5 schools trying to put 12 teams in, they're getting ran out of the building. Yeah. They're getting ran out of the building.
Yeah.
I love it. It's fun. It's exciting. I'm learning kids' names that I would have never heard before. So, getting into that tournament is really, really important for some players, man, because you could really build your profile into a professional level for sure.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of the 16 and 15s upsetting the 1s and 2s like we have in the past. Mm-hmm. It does seem kind of exciting. It feels scripted. Like, the higher seeds are going to win, but the games are exciting to a standpoint of, you think this team might win, but you're not sure. It's back and forth. And I've always loved March. It is the craziest thing is every year I say I'm going to take off because to me Thursday and Friday are the best 2 days.
Yes, sir.
For me.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to take off. I'm going to order some wings, put it on multi-view, and I'm not going to do nothing. Every year
I get together, man.
Every year I'm working. And I miss everything.
Crisis.
But yes.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing. I do love it. I love, Chuck, being on there as well, man. Mm-hmm. And just the feel of it, my April knows, after the Nets come down, that one shining moment.
Yeah.
She goes to get the tissue.
Yeah,
because she know I was like, wait a minute, you remember when they had a few years where they had somebody else singing or it was instrumental? Everybody like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
Where Luke at?
Right.
No, hold on, dog.
They tried to out
they
tried to out him.
They thought we wasn't going to pay attention.
No, we on it.
And then that hotline, their crisis hotline started ringing. They're like, look, hey, look, I don't know who got Luther off, but that person's fired. We got to have Luke. Because it was like, man,
Great song.
I remember when it happened, I was like, I can't get emotional. She was like, why? I was like, because it wasn't Luther. It was, I feel like there's a hole that's left.
I remember when I first saw it, 85.
Okay.
Man, or maybe 86. I cried.
Yeah, because
cried.
as a
I really
basketball
did.
player, you like get because you go out afterwards and you practice the things that you saw and you're using the names of those people. You know,
Because Louisville won.
right?
Purvis Ellis.
Yeah, never nervous
Milwaukee.
Purvis.
Yep.
You know, and it's
Milwaukee.
like you build all of that stuff. So it's like it's crazy because it's like this is the only time where you see grown men like really giddy,
Yeah.
like kids, because we remember how it was when we were starting up.
And you know it's over because you guys start watching baseball.
Yeah, that's when the time is
You
coming.
know it's a wrap.
So speaking of March Madness, I want to get your input in this
Absolutely.
comment.
Sure.
Okay, so Florida wins national championship last year. They're a number 1 seed. I don't think they were the overall. I think they were the 4th number 1 seed out of the 4. I think Duke was the overall number 1, right? But in any case, they were a number 1 seed. I want to say it was Prairie View that they played, a 16. Every time I looked at the score, I had to stop and count because I was like, wait a minute. Is that 40 points? Wait a minute. Is that 50 points? They got to 60 at one point. But what bothered me was it was under 3 minutes and they are going like it's the beginning of the game. You know, there are subs, but those subs are really launching shots. And I was like, they trying to get 60. You know, I thought it was disrespectful of the game. And I said, the basketball guys aren't going to like it. Lo and behold, they lose their next game.
Yeah.
What say you?
For me, when you disrespect the game, it pays you back every single time. Because, like, you know, one of my older colleagues I worked with said, I mean, whether you win by 30 or 60,
Yes.
what is the difference? You know? And so you start to really feel yourself.
Yeah.
And you don't really lock in. When you're in March Madness, you really got to have your thumb on these players.
Yeah.
You got to have some over their head, especially this is game after game. So you don't. If I'm up, I'm like, hey, sit down, and we're really gonna delve into how we need to continue to get better.
Yeah.
But I think they were feeling themselves so much.
Yeah, and look, I'm not saying you just hold the ball.
No.
You still play, but like for me, I would say, okay, look, we're not taking any open threes. You know, we'll take layups, but I would okay, now if they're wide open, then yes.
Right.
But I would say I don't want shots. Everything needs to be coming under 8 seconds.
Just run your stuff.
Right. Yeah, run your stuff, but we're running. We're you know,
trying to get to the third and fourth option.
Yeah. But the stuff I saw, and what I was amazed at was that there weren't more people
saying something about it. Because it's Prairie View.
Yeah.
If it was Holy Cross, they'd have said something.
But I mean, like as a basketball person, you know, just as basketball people, I would have thought you would have more people saying, "Hey, you know, I don't know what that was, but that wasn't, you know, that and then that coach when they played, it was Iowa they lost to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And they got into it.
Yes, sir.
You know, and it was like, you're not up 60. You got to play now.
Right.
You got to play. And I found myself saying, I want to see Iowa beat them.
Absolutely.
Just because of what I said, that would be great for them to lose because of what they did.
Yeah. And I said Prairie View because people are just not used to, you know, there's some names, some institutions.
Right.
People just aren't used to seeing them in the tournament.
Right.
I mean, it's
right. Yeah.
It's
you,
not
you
because
know,
of HBCU. It's just
no. I was just like, because it was yeah. So, all right. So let's get into this next question I have. I have a whole bunch of questions for you today.
Yes, sir. I'm with it.
Wemby.
Okay.
Wembenyama. Victor. Is it time now for him? Is this going to be the age of Victor Wembenyama for the next 5 to 15 years?
You know, I didn't like his take. I I liked what he said was facts, but how he said it, that bothered me. There was some arrogance there, trying to really boost himself up in the lead for Defensive Player of the Year. Wemby is a phenomenal talent, but he's surrounded by phenomenal talent.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
does. He does have.
So let's not get it twisted and think it's just him. He's not ready to put a team on his back and go ahead and say go.
Yeah, when him coming in, I was excited to see what he could do, and then I was like, okay, he can play. Now, my biggest worry with him is he's uncoordinated and he falls a lot because he doesn't have good lower, strength, and that's primarily because he's so tall, right? So he falls a lot. But I would like to see him get better balance and understand, when he's driving and stuff. But like everybody's saying that he's in the MVP conversation and that he's gonna be the best player, and I'm thinking I see flashes of it, but I'm not seeing it every night.
Man.
I'm thinking I'm gonna look at his stats. You know what? And let me look at his stats right now. I'm thinking I'm gonna look at his stats, and he's averaging almost 29 points a game or something like that. But he's not. That's not what I'm seeing with him. He's scoring, but the other thing is he's not. Okay, so he's averaging 24. So that's good. But like for me to say like, okay, he's arrived, he's about to be that guy, I would need to know that he's averaging anywhere between 28 and 32 every night.
For sure.
Every night. Not just sometimes. But what bothers me, and it's not his fault, is I'm understanding how these narratives get pushed, because all I've been hearing these past 2 weeks is Wemby. And I'm like, damn, y'all was just talking about the Joker a couple of months ago.
And Shea before that.
Yeah, and now it's Wemby. So it's like, is there like some button where somebody's pushing and say, hey, we need y'all to talk? Because I don't want anybody to tell me that he is. I want him to take it.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
when Mike came in and took it from Larry and Magic.
Facts.
And then you could say Kobe kind of took it in a sense, when it was time. LeBron was there, he kind of took it,
And
Steph. So we seen them take it in the sense that you could see with your eyes that they're the best player.
Right.
I know he's the top player, but I don't know if he's the best player.
He's not the best player right now.
Right?
I think he's going to be at some point.
Yeah, but like somebody's like, oh, and they sensationalize. Oh, you're looking at the best player right now, a Hall of Famer, and I'm like, man, come on, man, this is his second or third year.
Stop.
You got to get some titles the way y'all be telling you. So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So one more quick thing.
Sure.
I watched the Rockets and Wolves play last night. I don't know if you did.
Man, I saw that. Ooh.
And that was about as bad a basketball game as I'm not the fact KD missed those free throws. I'm not even talking about that.
No.
I'm just talking about the fact that
How'd they come back? That's crazy.
they go up 13 points and then give up a 15-0 run. To me, and it's weird because I've been saying for years, man, Minnesota, they're gonna look spectacular, but they're not a good sound team. They make mistakes when they shouldn't make mistakes. Houston is the same thing. KD shouldn't be handling the ball as much. He is turning the ball over at a high clip. And I feel, this is just my opinion, I feel like there should be some extreme heat on the GM for Houston, because there is no way you should have this team right now, knowing that Van Fleet was out before the season started, that you don't go out and get you a quality point guard. Because you got Sengun and KD trying to run the ball at the top.
To me, it's all Sengun. He gets on my nerves.
Yeah, I know, but
He's trying to handle all up. And then KD needs a point guard that can get him the ball at the pinch
Yeah.
post or the elbow
Yeah.
areas where he can just jab,
Yeah.
attack, pull up.
Yeah.
He's doing too much.
Yeah, he's
35 years old.
Yeah.
He needs to have some reserve energy,
Yeah.
and it's bad coaching.
Yeah, I'm. It's weird with how MA's been doing stuff, and it's like you got a team full of the same type of player.
Mm-hmm.
You got about 7 players that are the same style of players. You mean that there's not a team you could have sent 1 or 2 of those to for a point guard that can? All the point guard has to do, man. Look, all we need you to do is get the ball up the court, pass it to them in their spots, and stretch the defense. They don't have anybody that can shoot.
They got people that can shoot. Man,
No, they don't have people that can shoot.
Şengün is trying to dribble up the ball.
Yeah, he trying to. How many shoot? Name me the shooters on their team consistent, other than KD. Let's take KD out of it.
Oh, consistently. Well, no.
Shepard would be the only person I could say consistent, but he's been bad the past. He's been bad the past 5 or 6 games. I thought he was going to be able to stretch the floor, but he's not. They need if they had a point guard,
It's on.
or if Van Vliet was playing right now, man, they could easily be playing for the number 1 seed.
Yeah, agreed. But it goes down to coaching, because I read Ime Udoka's lips. He's like, get it out of his hands. Talking about Şengün. How come you don't tell him that?
Yeah.
You got to tell him that.
Well, we'll see how the rest of the season comes.
I hope they do well, man, because they really have an exciting team.
Yeah.
Shepard's just got to do it.
I tell you what,
Tell me.
if Minnesota, I think if Minnesota makes another conference final but doesn't make a final, I think Finch is gone.
Completely. And they're going to blow that thing up.
They should have made some moves as well.
Yeah.
But and then I watched them offensively, and it's okay. There's no flow of continuity. Neither with Houston. There's no flow in the continuity. I'm not saying you got to run these high school plays, move, but there's no flow of continuity, and a lot of times guys are dribbling up the top, and other guys are kind of looking like, well, what are we doing?
Yep.
And then that guy's just gonna take it and get his shot off, and it's like, yo, like this, it's not gonna work. So
it's real bad.
All right. Well,
and this center got to go.
hey, he made a great defensive play on KD. That block.
Yeah.
And the only thing I was thinking was, I was saying to myself, why didn't he just cross into his pool? If he'd have just, when he crossed him over and he went back this way, if he'd have just came to it and pulled, he gets that shot up.
Yeah.
But that bounce gave him time to recover. And that's what I tell players sometimes. You take that extra dribble, you think it's helping you, but it's actually hurting you because you're allowing that defender to get his feet set and get up there. And he got it, and it was a great defensive play, but you don't see those that much from him. I was applauding him. I thought it was a great defensive play considering what we've seen from him in the last few minutes against guards, namely Luka. All right, we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back. Okay, we're back. Wemby and KD and I already hit us on their Twitter. Call us bums. Like, how you gonna have a podcast? How you just like anybody gets a podcast? You know, I'm not one of those guys that are gonna be like, hey, I appreciate you shouting us out. Our podcast been going on since COVID, so we ain't new to the party. And ours actually has a purpose. You know, like the one thing that it does bother me with some of these other podcasts is instead of just like, I wanted my podcast to be something that shares knowledge. So which is why we do this section, basketball ideology. The other stuff is just kind of, we're talking about stuff and, kind of make it a little bit more humorous and comfortable and stuff. But I feel like the purpose for this, I've never seen a podcast based on what I'm doing. Now, I could be totally wrong because I'm in the bubble, but I've never seen or heard of a podcast where it's a trainer talking about stuff with training, right? So you know, if that would, and Wemby and KD don't know who we are, so let's get that out there. I'm just having fun with it. But if somebody was to say we're bummed, like, look, we're giving something that's useful, because I get people that hit me all the time, say, man, I love that segment, you know, what y'all was talking about when it comes to this and that. Some of these podcasts have turned to where they're like the, who was it? Rashad McCants, and Darren Williams and stuff. And it's like, instead of just sharing, I get the, you know, the whole bravado, you know, talking about back in the day how they used to go in at each other.
Man.
But yo, like some of this stuff is like, come on, man. I want to hear about, like, look, if there was a situation where back in the day y'all was about to get into it, now Tim Thomas and Kenyon Martin, you know, it's like, yo, like, let's just talk about the game. Were you busting his ass in the game?
Kenyon all over the place.
Yeah. So
I love Kenyon though. That's my guy.
Yeah. I just, you know, I like the opportunity has been there, especially for athletes to share stuff that people don't know about, that they could never understand. Now,
absolutely.
Did I play in the
Behind
NBA?
closed doors.
No, we didn't play in the NBA,
Right.
but we have a firm grasp of how, you know, it is to be an athlete in those circles and stuff. But like, I would just love for them to share more knowledge about different stuff.
Right.
You know, although I guess, you know, we was talking about parents at the beginning, I guess that would be considered.
Those facts.
I guess that would be like, man, you just talking about somebody and everything. Yeah, you're right. You know, but it was more. I didn't name anybody number one, and it's really coming from a place of, if you're not doing something good, you should probably find somebody that can help you. Right. That's really what it boils down to. All right, so let's get into the basketball ideology. You know, I love to listen to different podcasts and videos and stuff because I'm always wanting to learn, even though I've been doing this for so long. And I came across a video. I won't say the name of the video, but they were breaking down, you know, how to help a person shoot, right?
Okay.
And throughout the video, some things were different, some techniques were different, and that's, you know, that's fine. You know, you always are like, yeah, you know, not everybody's gonna see it and visualize it the same exact way. The thing that kind of caught me off guard with the shooting technique that they were talking about was about when they started talking about the target.
Okay.
And they were talking about the target. So when I say target, what I'm referring to is when you're shooting, I teach players to shoot for the back of the rim. That's the target, right? Well, this particular person was saying you shoot for the middle. And I just kind of like, huh? And I'm thinking like, well, I ask players, can you see the middle?
Right.
So you can't see it, so how do you know where exactly it is if you're hitting it and stuff like that? So I'm not gonna say I got upset, but I was kind of bothered by it. But then I thought like, well, that's the beauty of it, Kate. Everybody has different opinions with how they do it. I was just surprised that, because I've heard top level NBA shooting coaches talk about the target, and they all, almost the consensus is the back.
Back of the rim.
So I was surprised by it. I was surprised by this place.
Well, I've never heard of that.
What?
Shooting for the middle.
I've actually heard, because some kids tell me. I asked them, when I say, so what's your target? You know, if they're younger, they'll say, shooting for the backboard. It's the four targets that kids come in. It's the back of, some will say the back of the rim. Some will say the backboard, the square.
Wow.
Some will say the front of the rim, and then others will say the middle. Those are the four targets that I hear.
Wow, I never heard of the middle.
Yeah, and when they say the middle, I say, well, can you see the middle? Can you point it to me? It's like, well, you know there's a middle, but there's nothing to gauge.
Right.
So how do you know if you're hitting the middle? And that's what I tell them right now. Like, but then what I do is if I do a drill with them and they're still focused on the middle, and let's say they make 8 out of 10, full speed, I'm going to tell them to keep doing it. Just because they've developed a comfort.
Yeah,
you know,
I got you.
They've developed a comfort.
I like
and for me, it's more important for them to be confident and comfortable than for me to feel like I have to be right with using the back, right?
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's always been the back.
Always.
Always. Yeah.
Always. It's something I can see.
Yeah.
Visualize
Yeah.
it.
And I can tell them everything. Like, look, here's how you know your shot. If your shot hits the front of the rim or the back of the rim and it comes back to you, your shot's flat. Ideally, your shot should hit the rim, go up, and then come back and either hit it and go back.
And I'll be honest, I sometimes I look at the front of the rim.
Yeah?
Because I'm just trying to get it just right over that.
Yeah, and that's the thought. And what I tell players is I tell them, I say, but think about this. If you hit the front of the rim even at the correct angle, the backspin is going to make the ball go backwards, right?
Yeah.
I said, so if you're short, you're going to miss more than you have an opportunity to make. I said, but if you're short hitting the back of the rim, you're going to probably be hitting all net. I said, because even the NOAA system that I have, the NOAA says, which is something I already knew, but the NOAA says from the front of the rim to the back of the rim is 18 inches. Okay, deep.
Okay.
Your shot, the sweet spot is between 8 and 11 inches. You want to shoot past the 9 so you understand your depth, right?
Yeah.
And that's what the NOAA is great about is when you have the speaker on and you're shooting, it's telling you all of that information. Yeah. But, everybody has their own opinion. And like I said, it bothered me at first. And then I asked myself, why did it bother me? I said, I guess because I was under the assumption that everybody, who's at a certain stat, I put myself in that status because I've now said, and I've had other people tell me this, that have brought kids to me from out of the state, that they view my training in such high esteem that I feel like I'm at a level when I'm deciphering and talking that, I put my resume up against anybody. That's just me.
Yeah.
If it's wrong and I want to see that I'm wrong, but all the other people top notch that say it, and I never asked them or never looked it up. I just happened to find out that they were saying the same thing that I have been saying for the longest. So you're kind of like, oh yeah, I'm in great company. But I always thought that was how most, people in high status, looked at stuff. But in any case, there was another thing that was on today that I disagreed with, talking about. And it actually leads into this next conversation.
Okay.
They were talking about, when you have younger kids that are learning to shoot, so younger, that you don't put too much emphasis on, the form shooting. Let them shoot how they're going to shoot because it's more about them being confident to take that shot and getting the ball to the rim. So when they first said it, and it was like, you don't worry about form and stuff. And I was like, what? And I was like, and I'm listening and stuff. But then when as they continued to talk, they said, yeah, of course you want to teach the correct form and make sure these things are good. Mm-hmm. But when they're young like that, you want to make sure that they're just making sure that they're getting shot off for strength. And I started to understand what they're saying, but I'm like, no.
That's still confusing.
You have to make sure. See, I have a new kid. He's fifth grade. I've had him before. He's smaller. He can play lefty. You should be a lefty.
I love some lefties, boy.
But it's footwork, and it's because he's smaller that when he's shooting, he's in that launch mode and he's trying to shoot threes, right? Now, I tell him, like, look, I want you to shoot more mid-range right now.
There you go.
Now, if you get an occasional three that you have to launch, okay, because you have to maybe make the defender think that.
Right.
But
That's
you
true.
need to be getting mid-range because anything around the free throw line, he was shooting probably 7 or 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
Now, and that was after I fixed his footwork because he didn't understand his footwork. He always had his right foot in front, but again, he's trying to launch it.
Right.
So the struggle with younger players shooting threes, it's a problem, and everybody's blaming Steph Curry for what he's done. It's not Steph's fault.
It's Steph's fault.
It's not Steph's fault. Steph just put it out there, but everybody has to understand that when Steph started, Steph was starting and shooting from closer range to get all of that, get everything down. And then he started to move back. So he did it the correct way, and that's the way it should be done.
Yeah.
But a lot of these teams, these younger teams are forcing these kids to shoot, and they're having all these bad habits. And then when they come in, I have to explain it to them. And I've had kids to get upset, like, well, I want to shoot threes. And I say, okay, all right, how many threes can you shoot? How many threes do you make? And they get silent. And I say, look, your range is dictated by what you can shoot one-handed.
Absolutely.
I said, so here, one hand, shoot a three.
Yep.
They can't even get 5 feet. I say, so that tells me that you shouldn't be shooting threes.
Yep.
Right? But it's a struggle. But what I used to do is I used to try to force them to shoot mid-range. But now I've kind of compromised in understanding they have to shoot a couple a game if they're wide open.
Yeah.
Right? But I tell them I don't want a steady diet of this. You know, if you get 1 or 2 in a game, I'm okay with that. But your focus needs to be, you know, pump fakes, 1 or 2 dribble, pull up, jump shots.
Absolutely.
I said, as you get, and I tell them, look, as you get stronger, those threes will be easier. But if you get your footwork, you know, your footwork ready, because I told them, like, lefties, it's a bigger correction on y'all footwork than it is for right-handed players.
Yep.
What if you're going over the screen this way or this way? It's different.
It's very different.
You know, and I have to try to let them see that. But it's a struggle, and it's an epidemic.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
It's bad. You know, I think with Steph, he's changed the game. He's changed he's put his stamp on the game where people all across the world are changing.
Yeah.
You know, the little guy that can shoot the ball now has a spot on the team.
Yeah, he's leveled the playing field.
Elevated that, man.
He has leveled the playing field, and I love it.
Oh, absolutely.
But I only love it if you can do it.
Facts.
If you can, if you're not shooting like Steph Curry, but you shooting like Trev Curry or something like that.
What's that, Trev Curry? Come on, dog.
I just made that up. But if you're not shooting like him, you don't need to be shooting like him. You need to follow the same. Most kids, when I tell them about the story of what his dad did with him that one year, I said, look, everything he shot almost for that whole summer was inside the paint. Form shooting, regular shooting, getting touch, strength, all of that stuff. He gradually moved back.
Stuck with it.
You know, so it's amazing. It's amazing that you have people who, you know, and it's exciting when your child hits a three in the game, I guess, but you know the old adage, if you know that, like when you get older, it's like, yeah. Look, I won't say no name, but there are a couple of players that you probably will say you wanted them to hit a three.
Oh, for sure.
Because if they hit one, they're going to shoot 5 more, and they ain't making them.
Nope.
And after they miss number 5, you like, man, let them hit this one. Yep. Now he going to shoot 5 more.
Yep. Always did, man.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, I mean, I know how to deal with it, and I've changed my approach now with trying to get them to learn how to shoot mid-range and telling them, look, you're getting stronger every day. Don't put all your eggs in shooting these threes. But it is such that I would say maybe 10 out of 10 kids that are under the age of 13. I wouldn't say 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Under the age of 10, I would say probably 9 out of 10 shouldn't be shooting threes.
Yeah.
And if I go 13 and under, I'd probably say maybe 6 out of 10 shouldn't be shooting threes.
And they try chunking them up there. Man.
Yeah. And the chunking is the word.
Yeah, they chunking them up there.
All right. Well, let's move on to the last part. Y'all know what it is.
Yes, sir.
You done lost your damn mind.
Yes, sir.
And I know he's like, oh, here you go again. I think this is going to be the one. No, I actually do. Because
this is it.
Here's the question. I see it all the time, and I decided to have us do it. Build your perfect basketball player. All right? So if you could have what does the perfect basketball player look like? Right? So I'll start with me.
Go ahead.
Put your pen down because I don't want him to listen to me like, and then he's changing his stuff.
Hey,
Because he going to want mine.
you gonna want
All
mine.
right, so for my perfect basketball player, I want a point guard. It's got to be like Magic. Magic, okay, they got to have point guard skills like Magic. They have to have shooting like Steph Curry.
Okay.
They need to have athleticism, although I spelled that word wrong. I don't want you looking at it. Like Jordan, okay? They got to have strength like Shaq and defensive IQ like Draymond. That's my perfect player. Drop.
See, I was writing because I didn't get to finish, but it's okay.
Oh, no, we're finished.
No, I'm good.
You know, yeah.
I'm gonna go off the top of the dome.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna go off the top of the dome.
Let's hear it.
Man, so my perfect basketball player. I'm showing love now. No hate. The IQ of LeBron James.
Okay. Can't argue
Bam.
with that.
The athleticism of Michael Jordan.
Okay, all right, yeah, we here.
We on that one.
Yeah, we here.
Okay. The killer mentality or the mama mentality of Kobe Bryant. The handles where your handles match your footwork. Kyrie.
Okay. I didn't get in the handles.
Yeah. Shooting. You didn't get in the handles?
I didn't get in the handles.
Because you already got them.
No, but I was kind of rushing because I just like, let me think up. I didn't go in the handles, but yeah.
Shooting, I went Bird.
Bird?
Yeah. All the clutch shot he makes, Bird is ridiculous, man. Now, I know it looks funny, but Bird is clutch shots.
Okay, but see, you talking, I'm just saying the shooting.
Bird.
Yeah.
Bird. Google him.
What do you mean Google him?
Google him. Google him. Yeah.
Okay, what else?
So I love this guy. I love the big man. I had Shaq in there as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did like your Magic. I'm not gonna lie. Cause I'm a Magic guy.
Yeah, and I could have went with Magic or LeBron, but Magic was
I
the
thought you
guy.
was gonna go with the handles.
I didn't think about bringing the handles in. I didn't think about it. I should have brought the handles in.
Who did you think about that you didn't put down? That like you thought like.
I mean, when it came to defensive IQ, I thought about Scottie Pippen.
Ooh.
I thought about because for me, what I was looking at is the ability to guard 1 to 5.
Yeah.
And Dre can guard, well, not as much now, but Dre could guard 1 to 5.
See, I got Rodman on that.
But see, Rodman couldn't guard quick guards. Dre back in the day Dre guarded Kyrie a couple of times. He did. He stayed in front of him, shuffled his feet, made Kyrie take a tough shot.
You got Draymond too high, dog. You got Draymond too high, man.
Nah, Draymond is where he need to be, man.
You got Draymond too high, man.
He need to be. He where he need to be.
You think he's top 3
In what?
defensive all time?
Off the top of my head.
Thought about it too long.
No, off the top of my head, I would say yeah because I'm thinking of him and Rodman. His IQ defensively with how he stands back and sets and stuff. Rodman didn't do that. Rodman was great defensively on a specific person. Shaq, he guarded Magic, right? He rebounded, right? But Dre could slide them puppies on the perimeter against quicker guards. And then on the back, he was helping guys who weren't good defensively be good defensively.
I'm putting Scottie Pippen before Draymond Green. Here's the problem. Draymond Green looks like the most amazing defensive player in the world because nobody plays defense anymore.
That's not true.
Nobody.
That's not true.
That's a fact.
They were a top
That's a
5
fact.
defensive team when they were winning. KD started playing. Who?
3 guys.
Who?
Don't say KD started playing when he
KD,
got
no, I'm not saying I don't mean
Don't
to say
do
he
that.
wasn't playing. I'm saying his defense went to a higher level when he got with them.
I think people saw what he could do on the defensive end, right? And the main guy on the defensive end shutting guards down with Kyrie is Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson
Can't do that
but
anymore.
right, but back then Thompson was better at guarding a smaller guard.
Yeah.
But he couldn't guard the bigger people.
I mean, they had look.
No. He couldn't guard bigger people. But Dre could guard 1 through 5.
No, they can't guard one through 5.
He was guarding 1 through 5 when he was Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm not buying it.
You don't have to buy it. It's there.
Listen, Draymond Green.
There's film, man.
Let me tell you something. You're proving my point.
There's film of him guarding.
No, very few people guard in the league. Period.
Yeah, you
Which is why Draymond is elevated.
Nah. Oh, so you saying if Draymond played back in maybe the early 2000s or maybe the 90s or 80s, he wouldn't be just as good?
He would be, listen, you had to guard then, it was a standard.
No, that's not what I asked.
He would be okay. He would
Nah.
he would be on the cusp of an elite defender.
I was on the cusp. No, he would be an elite defender. It would be easier back then because everybody was slower. They weren't as skilled.
What?
I'm saying 1 through 5. 1 through 5.
Slower? No, you talking
Okay,
crazy.
all right. So let's just say speed wise. Are you saying, when I say slow, I don't mean like they couldn't move. I'm saying the players back then probably weren't as athletic as they are today.
Wrong.
Wrong?
AI, fast. Mahmoud, fast.
But those are outliers. I'm saying 1 to 5. Okay, so let's go with
Oh,
AI.
I see what you're saying.
I'm
I see
saying
what you're
1 to
saying.
5.
Yeah.
1 to
Okay.
5. You're gonna have, maybe 2 guys. Like, okay, so let's take AI's team. Other than AI, who was fast on their team? Who was quick?
Snow.
Snow was quick.
Yeah, he wasn't AI quick.
No, but he was not quick. Snow had that.
He was defensive minded.
He was defensive minded. He wasn't offensive minded.
Draymond's not either.
But that's not what we asked. We talking
I'm just
about
saying.
defense. We talking about defense.
Snow could hit a jumper. Draymond can't hit a jumper.
We're not talking about that, man. We're talking about defense.
Why you bring up offense then?
Because I'm saying the players that he would have had to guard back then, he wouldn't have had as much trouble because they're not as fast as 1 through 5 or more today. I'm not saying that the players back then were slow as molasses.
Are you hearing this, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm not saying that it's the slow as molasses. I'm saying, okay, so if we take that Philadelphia team, you had Mutombo, Derek McKee, Eric Snow,
Let's just
Allen
take the
Iverson,
champions.
and who?
But that's how good Allen Iverson was.
Right, that's how great he was. But look at how were you worried about those guys offensively taking you off the dribble or anything like that? No.
No, I'm not worried about a few guys in the league now.
Exactly. I know, but I'm saying 1 through 5, you're gonna have. I feel like you're gonna have that ball handling and skill wise, guys now are better.
Agreed, because that's allowed. They push that narrative. Yeah.
What narrative is it? They handle the ball better. They don't probably shoot as good, but they handle the ball better.
Because there's no back to the basket post player, so they have to trying to stretch the floor. That's why they have to handle the ball better, Kay. The game has changed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we finally have a unit
The
lost
game
his
has
damn mind.
changed. This guy's talking crazy here.
Oh, now I'm talking crazy. And it's not Kay, it's this guy's
He's talking
I'm
crazy.
a guy now.
If a coach said, man, you only gonna play if you get your butt down there, Duckworth, and get back to the basket. So yes, all players now are built the same. It's a cookie cutter.
I'll agree with
They're built
not
the same.
all, but I'd say
All
85.
players-
I'd say 85% of the league.
95 players
Maybe
are
90,
built the
maybe
same.
90% are the
Because these
same type.
analytics guys have ruined the game, kind of, sort of. They all look at every team. They look the same.
Yeah, well, that's because that's the way to, like when the Golden State won theirs, everybody tried to copy them.
Yeah.
And that went for a while, and then everybody decided to get back big again.
That came quick too, kind of.
Well, we know who won this.
Stop
He had to keep bringing up other people.
LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, Kyrie, and Bird.
First he said,
Shaq. Who gonna do that?
First he said, Dennis Rodman. Then he's like, I need somebody else. So I got to go Scottie Pippen.
I said, look, guys that we thought we were gonna put on the list. I said, hey, which guys that you thought you were gonna put on the list that you didn't?
I would have. I could have easily.
Scottie. I
could have easily said Scottie. The only thing was, Scottie didn't guard bigs.
Scottie could guard 1 through 5.
How many times did you see him guarding Pippen? I mean, not Pippen, but Ewing or King.
Well, when you got Luke Longley.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there were switches all the time. There were switches, and sometimes.
So you saying Draymond Green is a better defender than Pippen? I'm asking.
A better all around defensive person.
Man, can they play D or not?
Okay, I'll tell you this. I want Scottie from the time the guard gets the ball to the 3-point line.
Okay.
I want Draymond.
You either gonna take Scottie Pippen or you gonna take Draymond.
No, I'm taking Draymond. I'm taking Draymond.
I'll take Scottie.
I'm taking Draymond. Well, why didn't you have Scottie on there?
It was too many, man. I like Shaq.
Shaq don't play no defense.
What you mean?
Shaq don't play D. He can defend.
Man, listen.
How many all defensive teams did Shaq get?
Listen, you know they be hating on Shaq. Listen here. His presence alone is a defender. And we know the magic potion. Okay? Gatorade and Mountain Dew. Whenever he did that, dominate.
But what I'm saying is, Shaq wasn't a guy who was, averaged, 6 or 7 blocks. You didn't have a lot of those games.
Because it was like the Dwight Howard era. Guys were not coming there.
I'm not saying Shaq not a defensive presence. That's not what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Well, don't be trying to put words in my mouth, man.
Well, I'm just
ladies and gentlemen,
sure you know what you're talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 122. There won't be an episode 123. We're gonna have to work out some legalities and get some shit right around here. Come on, Cletus. Hey, well, look, that was a fascinating. I loved it. That I'm gonna have to make sure that gets that was fascinating because there was a little heat behind it. Collar getting a little warm over here. I appreciate the conversation, man. I've been waiting for that. He said, Guy. He didn't call me K. I got to go back and see it. I was like, hey, he just called. I said, so I'm not K now because we not on the same, wavelength when we talk.
When you say guy, you typically mean my guy.
you didn't say what you mean. I did. No, you didn't say my guy. Yeah, I'm gonna rewind it.
If he wasn't my guy, I'd be like, this fool. See, it's different.
That's kind of what he was saying.
No, he's not a fool. He's a lot of things. A lot of things now, but fool is not one of them.
Well, look, we enjoyed y'all. We hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm sure it's gonna have to. I'm gonna try to clip this part and put it out there. I'm sure it's gonna elicit some conversation for people to let us know what they think. So, like, subscribe, follow, comment. When you get a chance, comment on this. Let us know who your perfect basketball player is.
Absolutely, I would love to hear that.
Yeah, just go ahead and you know what, just stamp your approval on mine because we know that mine is. He mentions Larry Bird, but Larry Bird ain't the shooter that Steph Curry is. Clutch. If we're gonna say clutch, yeah, I give you that.
Listen.
You gonna say clutch? I'm gonna say yeah.
He's saying, please comment. Larry Bird is one of the better shooters in the world.
I didn't say he wasn't. He was. Oh, he was there. He was there, but he's not. That boy is in a different stratosphere. Hey,
all I'm gonna say is this. There's few guys that shoot the ball. So again, it's elevated. I'm not saying Steph Curry's not. I'm not.
Few guys. Everybody shoots the ball now.
They can't shoot. They shoot because they have to.
They shoot
because it's either 3 or layup. Okay, that's the system.
But they're not. There's nobody shooting the ball like him.
And the better shooters, there were more shooters.
Name me somebody from any era that shoots the ball like him.
Mahmoud.
Mahmoud wasn't shooting that deep.
Nah, it's gotta be deep.
But I'm saying, like, okay, pull up jump shots. I'll say Mahmoud. I love his pull up jump shot, but coming off them screens.
No, Steph Curry's a little different.
A lot of different.
Hold on, man.
Hold
on, man. So I've always labeled Steph as a cross between Ray Allen and Chris Paul.
Okay.
That's what really makes him different. He can get it off the bounce, and he can come off screens. Works about. So you can probably add a Reggie Miller in that.
Yeah.
Coming off screens. I think Dame is right in that space too.
More off the dribble, not as much off screens.
Because he has to. But I think if he can do that. He really can.
You didn't see him doing it in Minnesota. I mean, in Milwaukee.
Well, I didn't see him doing a lot of things in Milwaukee.
when they were going, okay, all right, well, look.
Doc Rivers.
Look, we're going to continue this conversation. Yeah. Like I said, this could be the last episode.
Larry Bird.
Yeah, okay.
I love you, Steph.
I love me some Larry Bird.
I love Steph.
When it comes to clutch, I would say that. I would say clutch shooter. If you had me to choose between Larry and Steph, I would probably go with Larry because he had more clutch shots. But just shooting, Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy.
Yeah.
All right. So again, like, follow, subscribe, comment. Let us know what y'all think. And contrary to what, it'll probably be a 123. You know, I might have to have him like a cutoff. I might have a
border. We have a border right here, man.
Yeah, it might be some glass. We might have to, we have some gloves right here and stuff. Have a few people standing behind and making sure we not getting too close and everything. People like, hey man, you and Lee all right? Like, wait a minute, what you mean all right? Define all right, dog. I don't think we all right. I think there's some chinks in the armor after this conversation. I think our armor is not bulletproof the way it was. All right.
Oh man.
So let's get on up out of here. And as we always do say, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. We out.
Street cred sports, say it with your chest. Yeah. Go get it from the net. Street cred sports, okay, that's a bet.